MILF, 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 MILF. We break some kind of sad news to you on this week's episode of...
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Classic Hastings fashion. We'll just vibe it out. Yeah. Oh, look at me catching a vibe. Yeah.
Fucking check the weather forecast. I just have 100% chance of good vibes
Hold on. I'm just putting.
There's a 50-footer.
I'm just putting my finger in my mouth for a second. Just checking the. Oh yeah, wind's blowing in the direction of a vibe.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
me
putting,
farting in your face.
I'm just putting my finger in Hastings' ass for a second. That's a good vibe for both of us.
And I'm catching a vibe.
It's a huge
Do
vibe.
you want me to do one more?
Man, my vibe's getting a little stiff. Oh baby.
That'd be a great thing to call your penis.
Yeah. Oh man.
Baby, touch my vibe.
Oh, that's happened for sure.
Yeah,
Someone's definitely done that.
Man, get on my vibe. Although vibe
Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Yeah.
Short for a
Vibe
vibrator.
can also mean vibrator.
Yeah, so which
Oh,
is
yeah.
basically a fake penis. So
Yeah.
it's like you got a vibe and the real vibe.
You know,
The man, the legend.
Will Smith's character in iRobot.
I've seen it, but I cannot
I know
remember
of
anything
him.
that
So
happens.
robots are everywhere, and he's the one guy who's like, I'm a bit suspicious of these robots. They might
Yeah.
be about to form a singularity and kill
Yeah,
us.
It's like they
It's-
can't have
it's
jobs.
that, and they're all just
Yeah.
dicks.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel about vibrators. I'm Will Smith in iRobot. I'm always just like,
you running for office, being like, all these fucking vibrators come in, they take our jobs.
Yeah,
they're imported from overseas.
man, build that wall.
There are definitely
Build a wall around that pussy.
There are definitely like male comedians out there w'ho've like done
Yeah.
that exact bit.
Well, this one just did it. So.
This one
This
did
one?
it best.
Yeah.
You heard it here best, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
it. You know, you got to have the best take if you're going to
Yeah.
do a well-trodden premise.
Yeah, sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of me perfecting that well-trodden premise.
Can't hear you over the sound of me applauding my own jokes.
I was just a PB for myself, personal best.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
In the news.
Yeah.
I got a new tattoo. I got a tattoo of a butt on my arm. That's pretty
Is
fun.
it supposed to be anyone's butt?
No, or it might be my friend Ash's butt. I'm not sure. She doesn't have the tattoo that is on the tattoo.
So who drew it?
My friend Ash King,
Right.
she drew a little sketch, and I saw it and was like, "Fuck yeah, I have to put that on me." And I've got the original artwork in my room. I've had it there for ages, but then impulsively got it the other day.
Check out Rose's Instagram for a tattoo of a girl's butt.
Yeah,
man.
but it's the original. There's a little heart tattoo on the butt. The original says some guy, but I changed it to some girl to keep the Leslie vibes up.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it'd be weird to have some guy on there, I think.
Is
Yeah.
Leslie vibe what you call your penis?
Wow, just when you thought it couldn't get any better. You got to end strong.
Yeah, man, absolutely. All right, do you want to tell him, James?
No, let's get Rose to tell him.
Rose, do you want to tell him?
Okay, well, there is a reason that we have picked the movie that we are doing this week, because
We're doing 10,000 more episodes.
Because we're
all about season 9 of How I Met Your Mother. Have you met Hastings?
Man, they have.
Very, very comprehensively.
This podcast is going to be legend, and I hope you're not lactose intolerant because the next word is dairy.
Yeah, we're ending the podcast.
Podcast listener, suit up. Yeah. This is the second last episode of the podcast.
Yeah. It's because we all hate each other.
We're
Irreconcilable differences.
Yeah, the last episode we get on the roof of Rose's apartment block, and we're all wearing coats and our hairs are shaggy, and we just do it to the people walking past Rose's apartment on the street.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
there's been word from Amy or Yoko.
Whereas there's a photo of us in black and white sitting in the studio all looking miserable. I've got glasses on. I'm fucking talking about doing a song called Imagine.
What's that song? Is it like Experiment Number 9 or something? What's it called?
Revolution 9.
Revolution 9. Anyway, that's community notice board.
It is kind of a revolution in podcasting.
Yeah, man. Jamie's going off to start his own podcast, Angels and Airwaves.
Hastings and I are going to have like a
Yeah.
much less successful vehicle plus
Yeah.
44.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
going to say, Rose, you could go up -44 because you're cutting off your penis.
And it's that many centimeters.
Yeah. The actual reason is it's just time.
Hastings
We've done this for a really long time.
Hastings is doing a reality show with his wife. So it's Meet the Hastings.
Yeah.
And then he's doing a lot of feature stuff for rap artists.
Yeah, me and Soulja Boy are about to get real close.
Yeah. Hastings playing the drums, keeps asking him why he can't say that word in the studio.
Yeah. Soulja Boy doesn't even like the way I'm saying boy. There's a tone to
Because
it.
it keeps beginning with "fetch me that."
Yeah, but
baby.
we have a special thing planned for the last episode, but
Absolutely.
stay tuned till the end and we'll tell you what that is.
Yeah, we'll tell you all about it.
What if we see these last 2 episodes and they just fucking launch to 1,000 views a
Fucking-
week? Then we have to be like, God.
We have no choice but to Hannah Gadsby, Rena Net.
Yeah,
yeah,
also I
yeah.
like that you're 1,000 listens a week. It's like, really? That's what the unfathomably high numbers.
What,
of
you
it.
mean 10 times more than what we get, cunt?
I know, but it's not like we suddenly would be a successful podcast.
We get 6 people messaging us being like, I'll pay $5 every 2 months for your Patreon.
And
Like, we're back in!
We're seriously in the group chat being like, if you divide 30 by 3,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad. That covers like a 6-pack for every 4 records.
Yeah.
kind of covers some of the beers. Yeah, man. We also might come back and do reunions or specials or a live show or
Like,
something
say
like that.
Well, I was
If
thinking
it's
about
been enough
this.
time and people are like, man, they're looking wistfully at their DVD shelf and see How I Met Your Mother season 9. They're like, maybe it wasn't that bad. I'd love 3 cultural commentators to go over it.
All right, I'll tell you what. If people message us, if we get every time someone messages me saying not to quit the podcast, it's just going to be like, all right, but if we're doing it, we are doing How I Met Your Mother season 9. That's non-negotiable. So yeah, sorry, bad luck. Podcast is ending.
Yeah.
But because we said that we might occasionally come back for special episodes like Venom 2 and all that shit.
Yeah, Venom
fuck.
2.
Yeah.
Can't.
Like, because of that, because we were talking about this, is because we end every episode by saying the next ep.
Yeah.
And Jamie and I were saying, like, maybe we end the last one with to the last ep. But this movie...
That should be this one.
Well, yeah, because
The next step is the last step.
Yeah.
But in this movie, because instead
They
of
say
saying
it different.
they say till next time.
Yeah.
And I think that's a better way because it does leave it open.
Yeah,
All right.
I do
I
agree.
think yeah.
There we go.
Next episode we should say till next time.
So
I
I'm just
think.
Googling something. Is Eminem doing the soundtrack for...
Venom 2.
I mean, we could.
Adrenaline 2. Let's make a rhyme.
You're Eddie Brock and I'm the suit. Again.
And James Woods is Carnage.
Woody Harrelson.
Oh, sorry,
isn't
you're
it?
right. Sorry, I get them confused for some reason.
Very dissimilar.
I don't know why. I can't tell you why.
I guess like character
there's-
actors.
They're both
maybe.
character actors, I think.
Also because the word wood is in both of their names.
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
that's
Also,
right.
all white men look the same to me.
Oh yeah, of course, brother.
Yeah,
That's why you love Jamie so much. You just look at him and you just see yourself.
Dude, me and Jamie notoriously
that's-
similar looking.
You don't think that's why Hastings has all his relationships? He just looks and sees him.
Absolutely.
It's like,
dude.
I love you.
Yeah, dude. Narcissus. What, Narcissus? What's her name?
Narcissus.
Narcissus. Venom 2 soundtrack, Eminem, Reddit.
It's just a bunch of people being like, if Eminem's not on the soundtrack, maybe we boycott Marvel.
Yeah.
It's actually speculating on what kinds of songs he would do if he were to do it.
Well, they probably do a song called Carnage.
I
Yeah.
really
And
want him
it'd
to
be
tap into the relapse-esque vibe, which is more darker and grittier than what he did with Venom. But considering that it's a Marvel movie, even if he does end up doing the soundtrack, it won't be very different from Venom. In my opinion, that song lacks soul and personality, which makes it not stand out much.
The passage of time is fucking insane. Because like now we've got a whole subset of like people in their 20s
Who
being
are
like,
relapse, dude.
yeah, man, I wish Eminem would go back to Relapse, the
Yeah.
album that most people are like, this is the worst album Eminem has ever done.
I've
Eminem
got-
say that was a bad album.
He said in Recovery that he like he hated it.
I've
I
got
liked a
his.
few tracks off Recovery.
I've got his first line. It's I'm Carnage, I'm psycho like Woody Harrelson, gonna cut you up and put your body in a barrel, son.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Get
Marshall.
started,
Let's
Marshall.
Let's fucking tag him in that one. And
Bro.
imagine if he like was looking at it and he's just like, damn.
Eminem just. Whoo!
He just
Shit.
you see him pull out an iPhone and he immediately calls and it just says Dre calling.
You see Dre on the other end of the phone. I'll be right there.
His wife's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "We gotta go."
Yeah. It's like, Dre, aren't you a billionaire now? How funny is that? The Dr. Dre's a billionaire. That's so sick.
Yeah.
I mean, it does rule.
It's so tight.
Like in a
He's genuinely a billionaire.
Yeah, he sold
'cause of
Beats.
Beats.
He sold Beats for $1 billion.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And they're bad headphones.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares? It's good branding.
Oh yeah, that's totally why it's done it. It's all a fucking exercise in branding.
I'm getting some Beats headphones soon.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for a legal 14-day period on abandoned items and accommodation to pass, and then they're mine. What? They abandoned their room.
Yeah, I mean that's cool.
Yeah, man.
Like that's
it's
really
all
cool.
it's all above board.
Yeah, that's there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Thank you, COVID.
For that early release of Super.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I didn't dip into my Super at all.
Yeah.
Oh hey, here's an update. I got a job.
Oh, what?
Did you get the job that I did the reference for?
Yes, except that played no part in me getting the job.
Agree to disagree.
Can you tell me what the job is?
It's a job like the job that I used to do at the place that...
You're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
What do you
cool.
mean they played no part? Did they explicitly call you and be like, his reference was bad?
No, but they said, like, because there was your reference and there was the reference from my old boss who was on maternity leave and was like, I'm not answering questions. So they asked me for 2 more because they were like, that one's like comedy related and maybe not related to the
Oh
job.
man, but I wrote so much.
You did.
You should have put Hannibal Buress as your reference.
Yeah, you got his email. I could try.
I mean, I thought you would. I would have made sure he had my email. It's a damn sure. Never
And
know
that's
when they're
yeah,
working.
that's also why we're ending the podcast because we're all going on to great success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, man. Well, congratulations on
Yeah,
the job.
that's
That
sick.
must be a huge relief.
Yeah.
I mean, you're welcome.
I mean, that's why I was able to just go and impulsively get a tattoo the other day.
Yeah, that's great.
I got a bit of money now.
I haven't done a tattoo in like a year. What a bummer.
I got like 2 in the last month.
I noticed. They look great.
Thank you.
Well, I had like all these plans for more, which I've got an idea in my head, which I'm definitely doing at some point. Is I'm going to get knuckle tats that say "Good Girl."
That upsets me.
I knew you'd hate that.
Oh, I want to get knuckle tattoos that say heel and face.
That's not bad,
I think
actually.
it's pretty tight.
Yeah.
For
but-
you?
Yeah.
In terms,
For you, honestly, fine.
yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like,
it could be a lot worse.
like if you got that, I would be like, that's not the stupidest shit I've ever seen.
What about
Yeah.
knuckle tats that say? I think we've made this joke on the podcast before. It's Bill Hick.
I mean,
we
that
have.
one, yeah. You know, the
Yeah.
classics never go out of style.
Yeah.
Dude. We need to get someone with a tattoo gun to do my Bill Hicks one. I just want to get someone to do that in their lounge room, I think.
What if we got a tattoo gun from someone and me and Rose was like driving a Humvee?
Yeah.
I tattooed you.
Yeah. All right. Well, what if... All right, hear me out. What if I graduated Oxford and moved to New York with my friend Eddie K. Thomas?
We should say the real reason we're ending the podcast is that we just got a contract to star in Jackass 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you guys want to see 3 people being like, no, I don't want to do that. That looks like it hurts.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's what Jackass 4 is. Us just being like,
like,
man,
what?
we're like 30. Like that looks... I've seen
Yeah,
a guy break
man.
a tailbone. doing that.
My
Yeah.
knees aren't what they used to be, to be honest.
Too
Like,
much time on him, baby. Praying.
I'm Rosie Piper, and this is the world's worst sex reassignment surgery.
that's funny.
Yeah, Hastings,
Yeah, we'll start doing
Hastings,
pranks.
Hastings is driving the Humvee. And I got a pair of garden shears and a bunch of gauze. And I'm like, Rose, I don't know about this. And you're like, it's funny, dude.
It's funny, dude. It's all footage. We're gonna give Rose the smallest pussy ever.
Just like Rose's mom is like Bam's mom, being like, Rose, why'd you do that? She's like, I don't know, it was funny.
Oh damn, Rose!
Yeah.
Why did you make so many cuts? I didn't want to hurt my friend.
Rose can literally croak Bam and just be like, because I got too muffed up.
Man, that fucking rocks. Yeah, dude. And we'll all be wearing some sort of silly costume that has nothing to do with the prank or sketch at it. you know.
Yeah.
Just dressed up as a sailor for some reason or some shit.
Some real Pontius vibe.
They really like dressing up, don't they?
It's
Yeah,
mostly.
it's fun.
I think a lot of it is
Pretty sure it's
Pontius.
Dressing up.
Knoxville likes to dress up like a sailor a lot for some reason.
that's
but
true,
It's
I had that
because he
image in my
also
head.
rocks it, and it's just like you could just wear that out, and that'd be like cool.
Yeah.
I like it when girls dress up as
Imagine
sailors.
having that much
Of course,
charisma.
you like that.
When I say sailors, I don't mean like I mean, like Sailor Scouts.
I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna.
yeah. When I say sailors, I mean I want them to dress up like hentai.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, my thing. Yeah, I thought like Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yep.
Anime vibe.
That's what I like.
Let's do movie. We got thoughts, right?
Yeah,
million
okay.
thoughts. Got nothing but
Gotta
thoughts.
get a beer.
Hang on. Well, okay, while you're getting a beer, Hastings, talk amongst yourself. I've got to get the little thing up.
Sure. All right. What have I been up to? I bought some new video games. I got.
Jamie said, "What'd you get?" in the background.
I got the Mario re-release package. I've been playing.
Jamie
Galaxy.
said, "That sounds sick" in the background.
It's. I'm playing Galaxy. It's fucking tight as hell.
He said, "That sounds tight as hell."
I got new Tony Hawk, but I haven't played it yet. And I got RDR 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, for when I get bored of my childish playthings and decide to take on a big boy game again. Although I'm still playing Fallout 4. This is all mostly for when Fallout 4 finishes.
Thoughts, James?
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2 is so sick, but
Yeah.
it is like really long.
That's all right.
The Mario thing sounds great. I got to get on that because it's got that fucking weird timed release thing.
Time release. Yeah, they just stopped selling this game in March.
Apparently
It's
in
so
March
weird.
it goes off the market.
That's strange.
Yeah, dude.
I can't. Like, I've read like analyst takes on it, but I still can't figure out like
Some
what
virtual
the
console
economic
shit,
upshot
right?
of it is.
It's maybe they're probably three of the main titles they'll be pushing for whatever virtual console type thing they end up doing. Like, but isn't I don't know, man.
Say
Nintendo
some-
are insane.
Say something funny so I can lead into this.
Yeah, right. Did anything funny happen at the
I was
gig we're
looking
at this week?
looking at Jamie more
To
so
be
for that
honest,
one.
Yeah.
yes. This is like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I don't really want to go into it because there was just this insane. Not insane. She was lovely, really. There was just this drunk woman heckling, and it like really threw off one of the comedians who like was then. She tried to apologize to him, and he was really mean to her. He was like, "Fuck off."
What
Having
gig
a
was this
sook.
at?
This is in Newcastle.
Oh, right,
And, like,
right,
it
right.
was in- but then like that part doesn't really matter. But like, so like then afterwards, her friend realizing she was drunk, kind of like took her outside and was like having, I guess like I'm not even sure the hard word with her, but like I think it's because like the woman was so desperate to go over to the comedian and make things right, but she
Yeah.
kept saying it in the way that like drunk hecklers do, where it's like, hey, I'm sorry for ruining the show, but like you're a comedian, you know, like I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
we'd
yeah.
get a bit of banter going, and it was really like.
Yeah.
Oh, they ruined the closing joke.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like the guy didn't react amazingly to it, but also like who would?
Yeah.
And then like so
Me, I would have handled it flawlessly.
Yeah, you
I've
would've-
never bungled a crowd interaction in my life.
yeah. So then like these two women come out and they're like they come over to me and another comic and they were just like, hey, good job by the way, and this woman's just like rambling about apologizing to the other comedian, and this other woman is just like. Yeah, look, listen, this is the first comedy show I've ever been to. I'm having such a great time, very funny. Do you mind if I leave her with you while I go back in? And we were just like, yeah, of course. And then she told us her entire life story.
Nah, I love that. That's so great that people just assume people want to know.
Well, like, because other people like kept coming up and be like, man, maybe let's go inside, enjoy it. Like, the other comics were like, maybe it's time to chill out and enjoy the show. And I was like, in a way that I think they were like, oh, like, stop bothering me. And I was like, no, I don't care. Like, she's not doing anything crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen people way drunker and way more, like, combative than her, who was just like, she was talking about how, like, she used to sing for the Australian choir. And then she was just like, but I haven't. Because she sung before that, she heckled another act and sung horses on stage.
Oh my god!
While the other act walked
Oh,
up.
that is so cringe.
Yeah. But,
Oh,
like,
that's brutal.
but like, she also like has a great voice.
That's the way it's gonna be, little
And
darling.
then she
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
fine.
she was serenading me.
Just like straight to your face.
No, yeah. Like, say where you're sitting, like about 30 centimeters. I mean, 1.5 meters away from me. She was like sitting close to me and just like singing to me because like I did a joke about being fat, and she was like doing a song about how I wasn't fat but like still beautiful.
Or just like
Man, she
improvising
sounds
it.
kind of sick.
Yeah, I think it was like to the beat of horses, but like also like, you know, like you aren't as fat as you say you are. And then so she's like doing that, and then like I'm like, wow, that's cool, and she's just like, yeah, it feels good, and I was like, sure, and she was like, yeah, it's just because I haven't sung since my brother passed
Oh
away.
my god,
Just like, oh, we're dealing with a fucking another level here.
man, that's great. All right,
And welcome to Will to Tell Your Mother. We edited a whole
Was that
podcast
good
about
enough?
that was good job, Jamie. Yeah.
a podcast about teen sex comedies and things thereabouts and things very much not thereabouts. the penultimate episode, we are doing American Reunion, also known as American Pie 4 Reunion or American Pie Reunion. It is a 2012 American ensemble sex comedy film written and directed by John Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg. It's the fourth installment in the American Pie theatrical series. The film received mixed reviews from critics and grossed $250 million worldwide.
Let's talk about Chris Klein's body.
It is...
Woo! It is redonkulous.
Man, let's talk about Chris Klein in general. Like, for a guy that's been lampooned for his acting, like, I mean, he's not amazing in this, but he is kind of the heart of this movie.
I like him in this.
He
I
kind of
quite
has-
like that he was back. I liked him in this.
I think it's a perfect arc for him to be a celebrity who's
Yeah.
kind of back in town and bashful.
He kind of has the best personal arc of anyone in the 4 movies.
Yeah, I'll pay that.
Yeah, and like for someone who got left out of the third one, like
Yeah.
he comes back fucking strong.
I had that note is like I do like how lazily and quickly they address that where he's like, I missed your wedding, I can't miss this.
Yeah. I caught
Yeah, I also love that
I started
idea.
to that one.
It's just like me being like to Hastings, like, man, I miss your wedding, but you're 32nd, not a chance.
No way, brother.
no one misses the big 3-2.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, man. I was good to see the gang back. I think I preferred this to Wedding, to be honest.
It's better than Wedding. Wedding
Yeah.
is not good.
I had a bit more heart to it, I felt.
Yeah, but you like remember my theory
it was funny.
about
It was
3?
funny.
I think this plays into this as well. This is by far the most melancholy
Yes.
installment of American Pie movies.
Yeah.
But I think it works it well. Because like I wrote down this because I have some thoughts. They're extremely muddled because like this movie made me very emotional.
Yeah.
And it made me very emotional at the time in 2012 as well when I was like 27 being like, yeah, dude, I guess. Because I don't know about you two, but like I've had maybe since like I was 22, like when you go on holiday with like your mates or whatever,
Yeah.
there's always a tinge of like, this is the last one.
Oh, completely.
And like,
I remember that feeling on like 3 different
yeah,
holidays.
and to be fair, like it hasn't stopped. Like when I
Yeah.
got married, all the same dudes came to it.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
like a big holiday.
This is the last time,
And
dude.
but like since I haven't really. But then like I guess like with comedy, you get this kind of like weird second not adolescence, but maybe like early to mid 20s
Yeah.
period where you make all these new friends.
Yeah. Well, I like reset my friendship circle
Yeah,
completely.
exactly,
I don't really
right?
hang
Like-
out with any of my old
Well,
friends.
like I love all my old friends so much, and like I still do see them, but it's much rarer because they've all got their lives going on, and it's very much a like they work very hard and
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
lives, and so it's
yeah,
like,
we're on island time, baby.
yeah, they're not, well, like when like you suggest getting 6 beers on a Tuesday.
Yeah, totally.
They already hungover just reading the message, you know. Whereas they're just like 6
Yeah.
beers, and you're like, yeah, we're cutting it down from Monday, obviously. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas you could be like, hey, Sings, let's get a beer. And they'll be like, whoops, we had 6 beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
but like, this is an extremely because at one point I wrote down like this is a sad movie, and it's not sad. Like there are parts of it that are sad, but like I think it's wistful and I guess part of this as well was like watching it in the frame of like, oh, you lose friends and whatever, and you drift out of touch, but also the podcast finishing.
Yeah, of course.
Adds like an extra
Of course.
fucking
Oh yeah.
How
an
could it
extra
not?
fucking emotional patty in the Big Mac
Yeah.
of but like what
Well, podcasts are like movies. Once this ends, you'll never see me ever again.
yeah. What I think,
I cease to exist.
what I think this movie does so well, and then like, is that it doesn't fetishize the past too much,
Yeah.
and it doesn't doom the future too much.
Totally.
Because like so many of these things, you see people who are like, it'll never get better after high school.
Yeah.
And then like once this reunion happens, they're like, we've all got uncertain roads. I think all of them, even like Stifler at the end, have like
Yeah.
a kind of maturity where they're just like, hey man, we don't go to fucking dog years
Yeah,
every
man.
day and talk about titties, but we all still love each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we'll try and meet when we can, but life doesn't always dictate that we can.
Yeah,
but that's
man.
not a thing to be sad about. That's a thing to look forward to.
Time moves forward. You have no choice in that. Time just moves forward. And you
The
just have to
inexorable
adapt and
march
cope
of
with that.
time.
But I do think there's like with like,
Kronos comes for us all.
and like Oz's thing is plays a little to that because I do think there's a lot of high school reunion things where people are like it never got better like once I hook up, like it goes in two extremes. Like you hook up with the old girlfriend and everything's happily ever after, or you see the old girlfriend, she's become a piece of shit, and you grow and realize that you've left high school behind. This is somewhere in the middle where it's like you don't leave it behind because you always take it with you, but it doesn't define your life moving forward. Like Jim's never going to be like Jim's always going to be to a certain group of people the pre-cum guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
of
But moving
course.
forward, he doesn't have to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I'm quitting the podcast. I don't want to be the pre-cum guy anymore. Anymore. No, that's not true. I bust early all the time still.
But it's
You are a cum guy. It's just not pre-cum. It's more cum on the girl's face and send it to Tom Organ.
Okay. All right.
Let's cue up the hits. we're gonna put the microphones down now and play 30 minutes of clips from
And,
the best of.
Man, I gotta.
And Andy, we've actually got Tom here, right?
Oh no! I got a clip for you right here.
Yeah.
I was having a JO the other day, and I accidentally got a bit of cum on my face. And also,
I got a message, Tom Orr. Guess what?
and also,
Send him a selfie with it on there, going, "Look familiar."
also,
Ain't nothing you've ever seen before, champ.
also, like, because that day. We're all fine now, but that day I was like a tiny bit mad at Charlie McCann. So when I came on my face, I also got at the same time. It was a lot of cum. I got a bit of cum on the couch, like it was quite a big bit of cum on my couch, and like no joke in my head, no irony to myself. I was just like that can be Charlie's spot. Like I was just,
That's weird, dude.
yeah, it's weird, right?
You are growing and getting better.
Yeah, but no. Then I cleaned the couch once. Me and Charlie.
So the weakest arc of this movie is Kevin's, right? Like it's just such a shame that they didn't really know what to do with him. I think I'd rather just have him kind of fulfill the wedding role of him just being there to make a couple of jokes and be like, I love you guys, instead of the weird, like,
Yeah.
I slept with Vicky and I'm weird, but now I realize I love my wife and also...
Yeah,
But
that-
I kind
the
of
last conversation between him and Tara Reid, I cried.
I definitely think he's the worst of the gang. This movie kind of put the nail in the coffin. It's like, yeah, I find him the least interesting.
Well,
least
I
funny.
thought it
But
was
he's
like,
least interesting by design, I think. Like
Probably
he's
true.
very much the everyman.
I don't know
Well,
why
that's
you
why
need him in there.
It's
I have two stories for that because I thought it was actually kind of good. Is that they finally decided to, like double down and be like, yeah, Kevin's boring. So of
Yeah.
course he's got a boring life where him and his wife watch reality TV.
Yeah.
like
Yeah, and like to be fair, like the conversation he had with Vicky at the end is again another showing of like remarkable kind of maturity for this franchise, where he's like, yeah, like of course I still have feelings for you, but in like a first love way, not in a like
For sure.
hubba time to play away from home boys. Like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I had a Kevin and Vicky story.
Speaking of playing away from home, do you know anyone who wants to do an Adelaide split bill next year?
oh
I've been
god,
thinking about that. Tell me off pod.
I feel like you already asked that last episode.
Yeah, I'm thinking about who I want to get. I want to do a...
Maybe I'd do it.
Man, it'd be so much fun if we did it, Jamie.
but
Like I don't see why maybe I wouldn't.
It's
like,
purely for fun.
I've probably
the-
got like a half hour I could do.
the woman
It'd be
I'm
fun.
the woman
Let's talk
I'm
about after the pod.
the woman I'm dating used to work for Adelaide Fringe, but she told me a story about she said when she was like about 11 or something like that, she was watching American Pie like in secret when like her mum and sister were out of the house or whatever, and was watching the scene, the famous tongue tornado scene.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
With Kevin and Vicky, and felt a little something, and she said years later realized like that was my first orgasm.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, she gave me permission to tell that on the podcast.
Yeah, no, good on you. Good on
Mine
you.
too.
I walked in on my wife masturbating the other day.
You genuinely had your first combo watching American Pie?
Nah, I wish. I had one of many, but
Yeah, I had a few.
probably had my 227th.
I had 227th, 241st.
What number episode is this?
Yeah.
I think this is 127.
Yeah, I had that one.
Yeah, this, I mean, let's talk about this. This movie isn't particularly funny. But,
No.
No.
but in a way that no American Pie, I think, is particularly... I think 2 is the most joke heavy.
Yes.
I think 1 is more like slice of life, like, that happens, you know?
Yeah, the first one feels the most realistic.
I
like
think
everything in the
I
first
think
one could
3
really happen.
leans too hard into Frasier-style farce.
Yeah,
This kinda-
which is that's the worst parts of this one.
Yeah, this kind of brings it...
I kind of like the big set pieces. I think they're kind of fun.
I think
the
that- I think-
sneaking into the room thing, I really enjoyed this
Yeah.
time around.
Yeah.
Like getting her home.
Yeah.
That one's funny. But like I feel this movie's too long. Like if they cut some of the fast stuff
It's only
down
an
a
hour and
bit.
a half, though, right?
No, it's nearly 2 hours long.
fuck.
So if they cut some of the fast stuff down a little bit, tighten it up, like it would be more enjoyable, I think, because it feels like a real slog to get to the like rewarding emotional payoff stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they're so. I guess that like because the people who wrote this are the people behind Harold and Kumar. It's not the original American Pie writers.
Not even the Hurwitz guy.
No.
Right.
So they like got the reins because that's why it says like based on characters created by like Adam Hertz.
Oh right.
So like they got the reins and they're obviously huge fans. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of nods.
They
to
were pretty.
past.
They were pretty faithful to the original text, I think.
Man, I
Yeah.
think they did
A lot of respect, a lot of care.
very good job with all the characters.
I think
like,
so too.
Paying lip service. I think it was
Like it's weird. Like it almost kind of acts like 3 didn't really exist. 'Cause
It
there's
barely acknowledges
because there's
it,
no
yeah.
mention. There's not. I mean, there's the cursory mention of Oz not showing up to the wedding. There is no mention of Michelle's sister dating Stifler.
Yeah,
I
there's-
assume that ended up on an unrated
Yeah.
cutting room
The
floor.
biggest
Yeah.
reference to it, though, is in this, Michelle and Jim are married.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause
that's
there's-
pretty
Yeah,
big.
sure. Yeah, sure.
There's
I got me.
Yeah, at one point to Hastings
Out
there.
chest by the master. Out chest by the chess club captain.
You move your pawn forward,
I
bring your
did-
queen out.
I did think that because like Stifler kind of has a bit of a redemption arc in the wedding, and then is just back to the same old. Like he's a predator. He like slaps a woman on the ass.
Stifler's arc is
Like-
largely the same, but instead of maturing, it's more coming to terms with his character flaws and moving on. Like,
and
Yeah.
figuring out how he can use that
Well, like,
in the
even,
future,
like-
where they're like, you should be a party
like
planner.
it's like even in the movie, there's a kind of like Stifler's a homophobe, maybe, but then he's like, and that ignores like the whole thing of how he kind of like does the gay dance club.
yeah.
and having like made out with Jim in
That's
the second
true.
one.
Well, also like his other thing is like his career is a party planner, and at the end of American Pie, the wedding, it's kind of like, oh, Stifler can plan weddings and parties and stuff.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So like he kind of gets the same stuff, just with having a dead end job with the guy from Chuck. In
Yeah.
between where you get and like the scene where he stands up to him, honestly, to me is not that satisfying
No.
because he's just like, yeah, I'm a dumb cunt, I don't know how to do the work. It's like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you're not really getting him here, are
Yeah,
you? It's
yeah,
kind of
like-
like, yeah, you probably shouldn't work.
Like,
with
he-
this.
Yeah, the guy doesn't treat you that well, but like you're not a model employee
yeah,
either.
like he walks out, and I guarantee that woman's like, yeah, well, man, you said you had a small dick, and he's like, yeah, but I'm still rich as fuck. Like,
Yeah.
who gives a shit?
Yeah, that guy's gonna be fine.
Yeah, like
It's also
Mr.
that hot girl with
Duraswamy.
him. She already knew he had a small dick.
Yeah.
He's also
it's
like,
not gonna change.
I guess it's 2012, so like, I don't think the sea change of like towards more woke comedy had happened, but like Stifler being obsessed with 18-year-old girls.
yeah,
Yeah, it's and he had like his re-entry, like when he walks through the building and everything, like slaps her on the ass.
When
It's
I-
just gross. Like I was like, oh,
When
this makes you hate him.
When I first saw that again, because like I saw it in 2012 at the movies, but like when I first saw that again, I was like, oh, this is a dream sequence. Like Stifler's gonna wake up and someone's gonna be like, get my coffee, bitch.
I reckon
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
that as well. Yeah.
I was.
I-
full
Because,
of-
because
thought-
also that no one's reaction in the office makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought that
I fell for it. I was like, he's going to be like a big alpha dog, middle management cunt.
this
Like-
is probably like the third or fourth time I've seen this, but I remembered it incorrectly as like him walking in that intro and then waking up in the room like,
Yeah.
I'm a lowly like pleb.
Well, the other interesting retcon from the wedding is like, in that Stifler has a job that's perfect for him. He's the high school football coach.
Yeah.
Like, and they don't really wave it away and be like he got fired for whatever reason. They just act like it never
I would love
happened.
to not know why he got fired.
Absolutely, but also like you probably could have worked with like
yeah,
that.
there's
like-
plenty to work with.
because like then you're just like he's the high school football coach. He's the classic guy that never moved out. Like
yeah,
I also thought like if we're talking like melancholy stuff, The stuff they did with Eugene Levy was fantastic.
Well, I have a note here. Eugene Levy is forever the highlight.
Oh, man. Eugene Levy's the great.
He's just such a fucking good comedic actor. He's so funny.
When he's drunk, it clearly seems like they let him loose with Sean William Scott, and they were just like, do some fucking improv shit, dude.
Yeah.
And like he gets. It's so funny because all those scenes, like, it's him against, like, just a classic actor. And then he just outmatches them. So most of their improv is like, yeah, dude. You know? And he's, like, saying all this shit. And he's just like,
what's a vag? Is that like half a vagina?
Yeah. And it's like,
we're just talking about getting vag. Imagine your dad saying that. I mean, you probably could imagine
Yeah,
your
I
dad saying
definitely. I've heard him say far worse.
that.
Yeah.
Probably use the word clunge or something.
Yeah. He would say pussy.
Yeah.
He talks about getting pussy.
he is, after all,
Or some gash or something.
he is, after all,
foul.
your father.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah. There's a hardcore band I like called Defeater. You know Defeater, right?
Yeah, I
Jim?
like Defeater.
I've heard of
Defeater.
that band.
But I can't remember which song it is, but there's one of the songs where one of the big, like, heavy hooks is just the guy yelling, like, I am my father's son. And it's about murder and shit. But I'm listening to it, it's like, damn.
Thinking about pussy.
It's like, damn, I do love to chase the puss.
What else can we talk about? Like, did anyone cry?
I definitely felt a bit like I got very wistful, like looking at the awful plaid wallpaper when it goes back into Jim's room. You're like,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, I liked it at the end where you saw that, like, it's an easy trick, but the Polaroids from the first one kind of got me a little.
So you may have been joking, but you suggested that maybe you cried more than once.
No, like from the reunion onwards. Like it brings back Big Runga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sway
Yeah.
plays.
I
Beautiful.
must admit as well, when
Man, you better believe we listen to that in Adelaide, Jamie.
real smile on my
Well,
face.
I was crying listening to it, and my wife was just like, "Are you crying because you remember the thing with Hastings, or because the movie?" And I was like, "Why is maybe both?"
I think the closest I would have got to crying was like, as they say, till next time, and then Laid by James starts
Yeah,
playing.
Yeah, I unironically think Laid is a really good song.
It is a really good
It's
song.
a really good song.
And I big smile on my face when My Own Worst Enemy
Yeah,
played.
It's
like you got to put it in every comedy like this.
It's not crying the same way when like something awful happens or someone dies. Like it's nice. Like
Yeah.
it's nice to see them be friends.
Yeah.
I like crying.
I thought Oz's moment with Heather was really beautiful.
Yeah, man.
I thought like Jim and Michelle acknowledging that like their lives has changed was beautiful. I thought Finch's stuff was kind of a little too wish fulfillment-y for such a fucking loser.
I
Yeah,
kind of wanted Finch to hook up with, to have Stifler's mum and Finch be the thing, not Eugene Levy. And
But I
Stifler's
mean,
mum.
Stifler
But that's
and
kinda
Finch's,
nice.
Stifler and Finch's mom rules, especially because it leads to the reunion.
That,
with
I
the
did
MILF
like
guys.
that. I did like that.
Well,
The
'cause that's
reunion of
what I
Milk
wrote.
guys, that got me a little bit. I was like, damn, they still care about each other.
Also, just how different the other guy looks.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
John
yeah,
Cho
yeah.
looks largely the same. He just looks like
He's got a
older.
moustache and he's jacked.
He just looks
Well,
older and better.
Here's
But
a
like,
question about John Cho, MILF guy number 1, who managed like for a guy called
MILF guy number 2,
one-
actually.
But he
George is
also
right.
made the end credits like as a main because he's John fucking Cho now. But like,
Yeah.
were they writing him to be gay? Because
Oh,
like, he
maybe.
had the mustache, the good fashion sense, and all he did was comment on dudes' bodies. But
Yeah.
then at the end,
And also did the joke of, let's say, friendship's a two-way street, which I think I genuinely really laughed at that joke.
But then,
Just to have it be this real
at the end, they're
dark.
still
like-
Yeah.
at the end, they're still celebrating the MILF thing. But I was like, it's weird that they keep littering in this joke of him being like, "Yeah, I loved it." Like
maybe
could be
he's
that.
bi.
yeah,
Could be
maybe.
that.
But
yeah,
then-
man. Nothing wrong with a bit of both. I mean, the thing that got me crying the hardest was goddamn Kevin Kline's abs. Not Kevin Kline, Chris Klein.
Kline's abs.
Chris Kline's goddamn abs and
You
shoulders.
just weeping. Like, I'll never be that.
I'll never be that. That's for
Oh,
damn
I
sure.
also I liked Jay Harrington's
I do.
character.
I
of
do think I'm filling out this shirt nicely.
Dr.
today, though.
Ron.
Right. He
He
plays it well, but it's a bit heavy-handed. I
Yeah,
think.
but like I think it needs to be to get them to a point where like because like they are both essentially cheating on their partners. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is Chris Kline's wife in this movie.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it implies that she's kind of shitty the whole way through,
Yeah.
and that like he kind of settled because he always missed Heather, but like. There is a bit of... Oh, can we also talk about the fact that, like, Chris Klein gets raped in this movie?
Yeah, that's odd.
I must have been looking the other direction for this.
When-
It's like when his girlfriend is on pingers. And
oh
like,
yeah. That's uncomfortable. Yeah,
Because,
I didn't like that.
When it happened and she was like down, there's like he's like forcing her off, being like no, and there's
Yeah,
a little
dude.
bit of like him. Like, it's played for laughs because it's like, what if Heather comes down? But at some point, she's like, I'm about to bust. And it's like, man, he has not said he wants to at any
and he's just
point.
like, oh, she's grinding on top of it.
yeah, that sucks. Pingers are fun, but
They are fun.
I'm not feeling
This is-
100% today.
It's a bit, yeah, I know. I got a text message from you a couple of days ago that would suggest otherwise. Oh, not otherwise. That would suggest why. But
Drugs is what we're talking about.
yeah,
That's why we're
I
dancing around it.
I was like thinking that last night because I was just at a bar around the corner with Jen, and I was like, I wonder if I should, like, just for like posterity's sake of the podcast, like, be hungover from drugs tomorrow.
Man, you could definitely do it.
Well, you could take drugs for the last episode and fucking roll your way to victory.
Absolutely, dude.
I mean, like,
Yes? You mean like yes?
like maybe.
I'll take some, I probably won't do any MD, but I'll take some Dexies.
No, let's like not make the last thing like an absolute train wreck.
Or do we?
So the MILF guys thing was nice. Like I liked the lip service of that. Bringing back Nadia was like that was a little ridiculous the way that was handled.
Whatever.
But the bit where
But-
they walked away and the guy goes, he doesn't look anything like me.
Which you can tell before, like he
Yeah.
says that. Like obviously they've landed her with some dude that looks like him.
Also,
Shermanator getting a win. I liked that.
Yeah.
Because I had just forgotten that Shermanator was a thing, but he the one American Pie that we haven't done for this is American Pie Presents Bandcamp.
I guess we have to do another episode.
Yeah, which
See you next week.
he is in because he's like the counselor at the
Yeah.
band camp or something like that.
I like the Shermanator a lot.
I think the Sherman.
I liked him getting a win, and I like that it was Stifler that helped him get
I
the
don't
win.
know if this lines up time-wise, but I think American New Reunion was when the fucking, like, Sherman works at a cafe, like, story came out, you know? Where it was like...
Oh, like
he-
the actual
yeah,
actor.
like he was like, yeah, sometimes you just do like odd jobs between movie gigs, and like, so there was like this tidal wave of like, haha, what a fucking loser, and then an opposite tidal wave of like, how dare you make fun of like a guy
Yeah,
who's trying
man.
to live his life.
Well, I had an interesting thing to share on that front.
Well, you get that. I have an interesting point on that. One of the things that's changed in my perspective with like COVID stuff, right? Post COVID, I'm really proud to have a job.
Yeah,
Not have a job, but like just specifically in a comedy context. I'm like real like, yeah, I never quit my job, and now I'm like safe and protected and have money, and I'm not fucked by this whole thing.
I referred
Man,
to you.
I'm like pretty stoked that I managed to get a job
Yeah,
in the wake
dude.
of it. 'cause,
Totally.
like,
I referred to you the other day to past guest on the pod, Alex White, as Homer Simpson in the bowling alley.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's absolutely like that.
You're like
We'll
having
get
the
there
time-
one day,
you're having-
Andrew
yeah,
Hastings.
you're having the time of your life. Sure we will, Mr. Hastings.
we will.
Sure we will.
Yeah.
But yeah, man,
So-
I'm really just proud to have a job because it's like, but it used to be this weird thing of like, I'm like just proud of the fact that I work. Like it's a real like.
Would you say like you're a proud boy?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
would say.
Oh,
did you
no.
see Fred Perry are discontinuing those polos?
No.
they're very
In North America, Fred Perry's discontinuing
Oh,
the
man,
Proud Boy
stand back and
polos.
stand by.
they're very bad people who are not nice to one of our
Podcast
previous
listeners,
guests.
stand back and stand by for the podcast wars, I
Yeah.
guess.
So this is
we're going to
gonna-
war with the mug off.
Yeah.
This is gonna sound
They
like
won.
Yeah, because we're about to quit.
Oh man, I won't say who it is. Comedian I never liked moved to Tasmania recently. I won. I
Yeah.
did it. I've been fighting it for 8 years. I won.
Can you tell me off pod who that is, please?
Yeah, you can figure it out.
Cool.
You know of all the comedians I don't like? You know the obvious one?
I'm assuming who it is, but like I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
The one, yeah.
But did they say fuck Hastings?
No.
Oh no.
Other one.
Oh okay. You're gonna have to tell me again later. This is gonna seem like admin for a bit, but there's a thing that stings at the end of this, which is kind of related to like cafe work or whatever. Jason Biggs and Sean William Scott each received a reported $5 million plus a percentage of the profits for their performances. Alison Hannigan and Eugene Levy were said to have been paid $3 million each, with the rest of the cast receiving payments within the $500,000 to $700,000 range. Except Tara Reid, who was paid $250,000.
Oh, Tara.
And she's got like a relatively major
They
role
could have
in
made
it.
it without her, I think.
They could have.
Yeah.
I
But,
mean, like, if we're...
Well, but I was glad they got everyone back.
Yeah. Totally.
Even Natasha Lyonne, which I think was like one of her bigger things once.
That
she
was a
came
note
back.
I made, criminally underused.
Yeah, but I think this was like pre-Orange is the New Black, obviously pre-Russian Dolls. Like I think it was like she's just starting to be an actor again. Like
Yeah.
But she's... Like, I know she wasn't a huge part of the first two, but like...
I think she should have ended up with Stifler.
Well,
but she's a lesbian.
But yeah. Like...
Well, you just make her not.
Well, she's one of those famous...
Sorry.
She's one of those famous like ones.
You know, it's
where,
fiction, right?
All
What?
all the meme accounts on like Instagram and that are all like, I think like one of the major like, God, we wish she was gay, which is like Kate Blanchett, Natasha Lyonne. I'm sure there's other ones, but
Do we have girls we wish we were straight, Jamie? Are there like
Like
lesbian?
in general?
Yeah, there are girls that we'd be like, damn, if only she was straight. Like, as in, like,
There's gotta be
celebrities, I
heaps.
mean, not just friends of ours.
heaps like fucking like Ellen Page.
Oh yeah, she is up my alley.
I can't think
Like
of
I'm glad she's gay.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
Oh, Kristen Stewart, yeah, gay
Oh,
as
yeah,
shit.
Kristen Stewart.
She's fire, dude. Yeah,
Cara
dude.
Delevingne.
Yeah, dude. I would love to.
Cara, get
See,
up
this is
in
why we
her.
got to end the podcast.
Cara, get up in her.
Yeah, there we
Come
go.
on, man.
I'm
Yeah.
running out of ways to say that I want to fuck someone.
Yeah.
I mean, Yvette's doing a rewatch of New Girl at the moment. Woo!
A lot of people doing that.
Zoe Desh.
Oh yeah.
Be still my beating
bit
heart.
of Jake Johnson in there too.
Yeah, dude. The show's not as good as I remember, but it's Jake Johnson's funny.
but
and-
it's not good in the first season.
no up to like season 3.
I think season 2 it figures it out kind of midway through.
It's
Quick hardening cork, I believe, is the episode where it's like, oh, they figured it out.
the quirkiness is a touch too much.
Yeah, they tail that way down even in season 1 though.
Yeah. I'm still like I'm later on, and I'm still like, oh, this is a bit much.
Ah, right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing I found. There was some funny things on the Wikipedia page. The photo under cast is Chris Klein, Mina Savari, Sean William Scott, Jason Biggs, Tara Reid, and Eugene Levy at Harry's Cafe de Wheels in Sydney.
Oh, yeah, the premiere was in Sydney.
Yeah.
I believe.
That makes sense. It's
really
probably
odd.
like Fox Studios or whatever.
But
right?
then-
No, I
One of
think it
those
was,
deals?
George Street.
Ah.
Here's a
No, but like, was it made like, you know?
No, it would have been made in America, surely.
yeah, that there was something about where it was in here. I'll save this till the end. Actually,
What about the soundtrack?
A little band called My Chemical Romance.
Little.
what song? I didn't
no,
recognize
no,
it.
no. It's the lead single off their 4th album.
Okay, I wouldn't know it.
It's
That's
like
why I
their
didn't recognize
least
it.
popular album. Oh, actually, that's not true. The first one's their least popular album, I guess.
I had a weird one with it. So
No,
like,
I mean like sales.
obviously, like, loved My Own Worst Enemy, loved Laid and whatnot. I just had a weird coincidence where, like, I don't know what the song was or whatever, but when Beck and I did the Opera House, they, like, can't use licensed music.
Yeah.
So they send you this, like, list of, like, here's, like...
Happy birthday. Just
Yeah.
Yeah. You know Happy Birthday you can do now,
Yeah,
apparently?
the license
Yeah.
expired, right?
So let's...
Yeah.
Just because we can. No,
Just
but
'cause
they
we can.
sent you like a thing, and like some of them are like clearly rip-offs of songs. Like one of them was like quite obviously a rip-off of Are You Gonna Be My Girl? Itself already a rip-off. But the song that I chose to walk onto that I just thought was the least shit out of all the like generic like free licensed ones or whatever was the song that was based off was in this.
What song?
It's like
First Kiss by 303 and Kesha.
I don't know the name of the
Timber
song.
by Kesha and Pitbull.
It was when they were at the party, and it's just like the one that goes like
Oh, the one that's like, I'm sorry I texted you when I was drunk.
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that. What's it called?
I don't remember.
Whatever. I like 303. I was glad to see them in there. I was a big 303 fan.
I don't think I've ever heard a song of theirs knowingly.
They
don't
too.
trust me.
The Don't Trust Me and Starstruck were both monster hits.
Black,
Were they
Katy-
big over here?
Yeah, massive.
black
massive.
dress with the tights underneath.
Come on, dude. And Katy Perry, Starstruck as
Had
well.
me a come
That
on,
was a
dude.
big one.
Come on, dude. Come on. Yeah, dude. First Kiss with
No,
Kesha.
no Blink 182, which I think is criminal.
That was
considering
criminal.
It
Also-
came a year after Neighborhoods came
Yeah, they
out.
should have definitely put
Neighborhood's
I
not
don't know,
really the
After
vibe for this.
Midnight
Like,
on there.
but
You don't think a wistful Neighborhood song would have fit on there?
maybe.
Ghost on the Dance Floor would have fit on this perfectly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
Up
it
all
would.
night during some
think
outrageous
Up All
party.
Night
moment.
After Midnight would have fit
After
on this.
Midnight's probably the best bet, I think. Dogs Eating Dogs is better than Neighborhood.
No-
Whatever.
No Sum
Neighborhoods
41
is
either,
better
which is a bit
than-
upsetting.
Self-titled.
There's not enough that era pop punk. I would say, like, good that My Own Worst Enemy got in there.
They could have done more 2012 pop punk. 2012
Well,
metal.
they did. They had Cobra Starship in there.
2012 metalcore was huge. They should have put in some, that was the successor. Should have put in some Bring Me the Horizon and Prom Queen.
That sounds so bad.
Would have been sick, dude. Ollie Sykes and the boys. Fuck yeah.
It was nice that the intro stuck to the formula that they kind of always do. Like a nice little switcheroo where you're like, oh, they're going to be fucking, and then they're not.
But they're both...
Kelly.
Yeah, but also having them both be masturbating is very funny, I think.
Yeah.
To have them both be in the situation, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them. Oh, what did you think? This one's for you, James. Willow from Buffy.
So I'm just fucking invisible, Emma.
In leather and fucking in a dominatrix outfit.
How did I not make that point? Because
I'm not into like leather and shit, but like
I
am.
I
think
I know.
I think Alison Hannigan.
Now you get Alison Hannigan dressed up as a Sailor Scout. Now we're talking.
Alison Hannigan is way hotter in How I Met Your Mother than she is in Buffy.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
am
by
absolutely
design.
into the whole leather thing, and fuck, I loved that.
Yeah, dude.
What do you think of the new crop of teens?
Cara, honey, she was gorgeous.
Kind of superfluous in the end.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is that the one that Biggs was trying to? That Biggs nearly cheated with?
But that also...
Well, not. He didn't nearly cheat
No, you
with.
know what I'm
Like, it
saying.
appeared as
That-
though.
She wanted to.
A
Whatever.
lot of that stuff, like Rose is kind of right. Like you can cut out a lot of that stuff and still have the emotional core of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting now because like American Pie 5 was kind of announced as soon as this came out, and then like didn't get made, and then apparently I think they said like it didn't make enough money.
Okay, that was what I was going to say to the end. Was a fifth theatrical film under the working title American Pie 5 was announced on August 4,
It's going to
2012.
be called American Pie.
Right, with Hurwitz and Schlossberg returning as directors and screenwriters. August 2017, Sean William Scott said in an interview that the fourth film probably had not made enough at the domestic box office to warrant another film. In August 2018, Tara Reid, possibly fucked up, who knows, said she met with the directors with them saying that the fifth film will happen and that filming could begin soon.
Damn.
That's the last that you hear about that.
What would you want from a fifth movie?
Well, at the end of the Wikipedia article,
You'd want it to be blockers, basically, right?
I think so. Like their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind
It's
of
like where they're all like a mix between like genders, probably like doing stuff, getting fucked up, and like they all kind of...
Jason Biggs's daughter is trying to seduce Stifler's son.
Yeah, maybe, but
And
like...
Stifler's
But
son's
also
a
the way
dork,
to do it would be, it would be blockers. It would be American Pie female.
Well, I think like Jim's daughter... but Jim has a son in this movie, but like
They could have another kid.
Jim's daughter discovering the Book of Love and realizing that their parents like did all the same shit they were trying to do.
Yeah.
It would be fun while their parents are like trying to stop them, but then come to the agreement that like, oh, we've got to let them fucking do their thing so they can turn out like we did.
If you were doing American Pie but an all-girls reboot, you'd call it American Cucumber.
Yeah, except I wouldn't do an all...
That's small.
Yeah. Except I wouldn't...
Rose is nodding. Just want that on record.
I've got one in my ass right now.
I honestly wouldn't do an all-girls reboot. I'd
but if you
mix it.
did...
But that's the cliched thing that would happen.
Yeah, but like to me, it seems like if you want to move, like if you want to fucking go to the next brain in the meme, you do a fucking mix of girls and boys and have them be friends without all wanting to fuck each other.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
good. The Village Voice review says
Maybe they're all gay.
like blah 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 blah
Single
blah.
one.
Maybe they're all
Yeah.
gay, Jamie.
Well, it would be good to get a gay character in there, like
sure.
besides just like a couple of people there to kind of gross Stifler
Well,
out.
I would like if Stifler had a gay kid and he was insanely proud of him.
Yeah.
But like he's still captain of the lacrosse team because like they insinuated that all the lacrosse players are gay. And
Yeah.
he's like going to every game being like, that's my gay son.
All right, is it funnier if he has a
like
gay
that
son?
Mr. Show sketch where they like come out for their son who isn't gay.
Yeah.
It's like, I love my gay son.
What if instead of it being a gay son, it was a lesbian daughter? So Stifler and his daughter just spoke about like picking up girls.
Oh yeah, that's funny too.
Yeah.
That's funny, but that would
And
verge
she's
on,
like she's like a real broy lesbian.
but that would verge on like creepiness of like him being like attracted to the idea that his daughter is fucking girls.
To be fair,
Oh,
I
come on.
think I might like the idea that Stifler is like his wingman for trolling for dudes, where he's like, that guy's got a fucking tight package.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah,
He's like, I would know. Like, I played lacrosse back in the day, but like, I could tell who has the big dick.
It's funny because like there's like the trope of like the father son like duo going out getting girls is like a trope that people whatever. I've like lived the reality of this, like having a
Yeah, it's horrifying.
In Europe with Dad.
So upsetting. Like it's genuinely traumatic.
in London trying to get some fucking mean gash.
Yeah, dude. He doesn't have an English accent. He's from where I'm from.
Yeah, but it's 'cause you're in
He's
London.
born in Canberra. But
Yeah, this Village Voice review says like blah 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 blah. The recipe is so durable and the sustained character work so second skin by now. One can imagine the Pie films keeping with the dramatis personae through middle age and into the problems of geriatric love.
Yeah.
A launch comic version of
What if it's all-
Britain's
yeah.
documentary Up series: American Midlife Crisis, American Retirement, American Funeral. Let's go.
yeah, what if it's just them fucking through the ages? Like it's them just now they're middle aged and it's like, you know,
American.
You figured out your biography title.
American
through the ages.
fucking through the ages.
American
The
divorce.
Andrew Hastings
seems
story.
Like, American divorce. They all rally around Kevin after his wife dumps him.
Yeah.
Because he's too boring and they
Yeah.
try to give him a personality. He gets queer-eyed.
Yeah.
With
Man,
the
when
help
do
of-
Because that
with
would have
the
been
help
like,
of-
I used to watch Queer Eye with her.
with the help of Stifler and his extremely gay son.
yeah, who's one of the Fab Five.
Yeah. Yeah,
We did it.
My goal for Stifler and his gay son is for it to be like so unclear if it's like impeccable representation of homosexuals or if it's incredibly
Completely
offensive.
the other way.
I want it to be really unclear. Like I want you to be like, well, it's like it's incredibly supportive, but also
They're doing a lot of
it's
jokes.
pretty wild.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man.
I thought it was funny, just like a funny aside thing, because you don't get like a ton of like sight gags or like sign gags or whatever. Was the list of like, contestants on the reality show that Oz was on includes Hulk Hogan and Antoine Dodson.
Yeah, I saw that. He lost the dance to Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah,
that's
so
funny.
funny.
that's really funny.
Gilbert Gottfried, as a reference, will never not get me.
Yeah.
It's such a funny reference.
Because you can imagine him be like, I'm doing the dance today.
Because it's such a your brain can insert him into any situation because he's so distinct. Yeah.
Also, that was a clever deployment of Neil Patrick Harris, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And he acted it well when he starts like kind of Kevin Garnetting, where
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
what is he fucking saying?
Chad Ochocinco also making a cameo appearance. Wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals at the time, I believe.
Nice.
Right.
Might have even gone on to New England Patriots. But yeah, he was a bit of a character. I mean, his name is Chad. It was Chad. Well, it was Chad Johnson. He got it legally changed to Chad Ochocinco.
Right.
that's
Which is what? Chad 85.
Yeah, which was the number on his jersey.
Right, yeah. I am the age that they would be in this movie. That kind of made me be like, where's my life at?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like watching this and being because of the time
My
that's-
dad was 30 when I started high school. And he told me in high school, so it's like,
Yeah.
because of the
ugh.
because of the time that had elapsed in this universe, they for some reason they had to fucking wank around the fact that it wasn't a 10-year reunion, it was a 13 or 12.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
so dumb.
Yeah, but it's like I remember being like I was 27, so I was like approaching my 9-year reunion. You're like, yeah, there's still plenty of time, man. And then like now you're like 34. You're just like way past that. And it's just like picking up the phone, calling the boys, checking
Yeah.
in with them.
Come on.
We must.
We got to play GoldenEye.
Yeah,
We've heavily covered reunions as a
Yeah.
topic, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I told the shitting
My-
myself story.
Yeah, my school
Must
bully
have,
was
right?
very successful. Was the funny uptake from
got
cancelled. Yeah. Why old tweets?
Yeah, they read through the Hills Grandma's old tweets.
Yeah.
Fuck that school. And
Yeah.
but I mean, like that the thing with this and like so many other movies,
Man, we
is like
smashed through these beers.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
that's
thirsty.
why we got to finish the pod soon. But it makes you.
So we're gonna do a long episode, but
This
Yeah,
is
like,
long.
we
It
might-
feels like
we
2
might.
hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Like we got to get to the pub.
Yeah.
Like,
Also, like I love that how these movies manage to do it, and like movies in general. But it makes you like nostalgic for a youth you didn't have, and like
Totally.
High School Reunion. Like mine, I don't know about yours, Hastings, but like mine was never like like most people's I know is not like school auditorium again.
No, it
We
was at
decorated
a pub.
it.
That's a really
It was
American
just at the
thing,
pub.
I think, because it's like hometown and the
it's
school
there's a
organizes
culture of
it.
you like you leave where you're from, right?
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
more. At least in I don't know if that's even real.
Well,
Like, is that
no,
just
with
a movie?
college, it's like talking
Yeah,
to most people, it's like the college people are the friends you make for life. Like high
Yeah.
school are the people you come back with and see. And like for us, that doesn't happen so much
Yeah,
because
because
like,
there's 4 cities.
yeah,
Yeah, and you just that you go to the uni that's like 20 minutes away from where you live.
Well,
Yeah.
people, the typical thing to
it's
do
like
is to
my
live
my
is
uni.
to live at home.
I think I don't. The only person I still have a relationship from uni would be like my first girlfriend.
I have a
Yeah, I
relationship with
don't. I
anyone
don't
from uni.
really like. I just like Facebook friends and like like
yeah, Facebook
tweets
friends.
and stuff
like
like that.
occasionally
But like,
send a message being like, "Hope you're well."
yeah, I don't
yeah,
catch up with uni
Sure.
friends.
I went to school with
If any of you are
Alexi.
listening to the pod, thanks.
I went to uni.
Too little, too late.
I went to uni with Alexi and Nico from Greenlights, and they remember me, and I don't remember them.
Damn.
Yeah, what a surprise. What are you looking forward to for like the next reunion? So like 15 or 20 years
In American Pie or Our Lives?
in your own reunion? Because like I will be the big news story of the next reunion.
Oh, we won't do another reunion.
Yeah, I like.
My school won't do it. Yeah.
But our school doesn't organize it. It'd just be like one
yeah.
of the
I think
one of the
our
people.
school might organize a 20th, but like based on the response to the 10th, it's
Yeah.
like
People came to ours, but it's like I probably would, unless it was like put on by the school. I probably wouldn't go
Because that was literally
that
like
was fine. Like
that was always the thing is like pre-Facebook days, like that was always the joke that people made about reunions was like, oh, like it'd be interesting to go and see who's gay and who's a woman now.
Yeah.
And like that will happen.
Absolutely.
I will turn up and I am gay and I am a
And mine
woman.
was
I've
showing
got a
up-
different name. Like I will look very different by the time
honestly,
that
a big part of
comes
mine was
around.
just finding out who's dead. Like there was a few dead kids that I didn't know about.
people in your grade died.
A couple, yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, and I
Different
found out
mine.
at the reunion.
yeah.
Yeah.
mine too.
Yeah.
Like directly in your grade.
Yeah.
One of my
Fuck.
best mates in year 8 and year 9.
As far as I
Yeah,
know,
a guy I was amazing year 8 killed himself.
Yeah.
But I didn't
Wow.
know until I found out at the reunion.
My best mate from year 8 and year 9 thanked himself like
Yeah.
in my uni days.
see my best mate from
in my
probably-
uni days.
this is a bit dark. Again, call Lifeline if you're having trouble. But like, yeah, my best friend from probably the age of about 10 to 13, 14 killed himself a couple of years ago.
Yeah, man.
But
That
like
sucks to say.
that wasn't high school.
Yeah, honestly, Mario, I'm not fucking expecting much or anything. Like, I think so much of this kind of movie and genre now is like social media has kind of fucked it because like I know
Yeah.
what every cunt from my high school is up to. They're not liking my new podcast on Facebook. Even though I like all
Where
their
I talk about them in a negative light.
yeah, even though I like all their bullshit fashion design stuff.
I had an interesting thing like on the reunion sort of topic. So of all my friends from my last friend group, essentially from before I did comedy and stuff, 4 of them have gotten engaged in the last like 6 months. And it's all and like it all.
It's not like the whole group,
yeah, it's like 2 who haven't.
right?
So like my ex-girlfriend got engaged. Both the Callens got engaged. My friend Beck got engaged. It's like there's only a couple who didn't. But all in the last sort
I
of
can
6
see why one of those
yeah,
hasn't.
yeah. All in the last 6 months. And so I was talking to someone about it the other day. I was like, man, this is like so weird. Everyone's like got engaged all of a sudden. I think it's because they're all copying me. And it's like,
Of course you said that.
yeah. And then the person very wisely pointed out, it was just like, you just turned 30. They're the same age as you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all about to turn 30 or just turned 30.
You're like, damn, I'm a
It's like,
I'm a trailblazer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did message my ex-girlfriend when she got engaged, like, congratulations, but you still beat me to
You
it.
up.
I still
Yeah,
beat you.
you sent us the screenshot.
Yeah, I put it on Twitter.
Did you put it? Oh, was it on Twitter? I thought you put it in the Powerbomb chat.
No, I put something else in the chat.
I want to change my answer somewhat because with the reunion thing, like I don't give a shit about my general school. Like I can find what they're up to on Facebook fairly easily,
Yeah.
even if it's general and broad. Like I don't know the minutiae of a lot of people, but you know what?
I'm just have to go like, oh, they got a kid, done.
yeah,
Enough
but,
info.
But you know what? Like the group of 5 dudes, like I hung out with like every single day. I'd like to get us all back together and do like a dog years thing, probably like at a pub where we're just like, look at us now. But we're all spread over the fucking globe now. Like,
Yeah, well, that's what we had. Like we were called, and Hastings will love this. But we rather ironically were referring to ourselves as not sincerely, like you do, the 5 big dogs.
Yeah.
Which was
irony.
Yeah. Irony.
but like we kind of had a moment like that where like it was the first time in fucking forever when my friend Matt got married.
You know how calling yourself Big Dog becomes unironic? It's by doing it ironically for a few years.
Yeah, but we probably persisted through year 12, and then that was about it.
Oh, I've been doing it for a decade.
Yeah, I know.
Become
But
what you hate.
we were all. My friend Matt got married at the end of 2018, and we were all there. And I was just like, "Shit! Like, we've got to get a photo of the five of us because, like, who the fuck knows when we're all going to be in the same room next?"
Yeah, I couldn't tell you when the 5 of us will be.
I don't even know where Josh lives. Matt lives in fucking like down near Wollongong, kind of. Like Sean lives in Canberra. Wilson lives up here, but he like has essentially a stepdaughter, and I never see him. I saw him the other night because I ran into him at a pub accidentally. Like
one of my friends who got engaged in the last 6 months, like old mates, she messaged me the other day when she was high on MD. We haven't spoken like properly in a few years, and before that, like we were at a party together a few years ago because I was hooking up with her housemate. But before I hadn't seen her for years. Anyway, she messaged me very much out of the blue. We haven't been talking or whatever. Just to like apologize for like bullying me back in the day. I got like a weird
Did you cry?
No, I was just like, oh, you weren't the problem. Don't worry about it.
Do you know what I always think when I hear of that happening? It's just like somebody's watched Billy Madison
Man,
and
totally,
been like,
totally.
I'm worried they're going to shoot me.
Oh man, I had an awesome moment the other day. I was hanging out at my friend Jack's house back on the beaches.
We know Jack.
Yeah, for the listener. I was hanging out at my friend Jack's house with a vet, and one of us made reference to that Steve Buscemi, Billy Madison scene.
Man, I'm glad I called that guy.
But the scene where he hangs up the phone or whatever, and Yvette hadn't like seen it and didn't know what we were talking about, so we were able to pull it up on YouTube and show
It's
Yvette
very
that
funny.
Billy Madison scene, and it is so funny.
It's a great
The way-
detail of just lying down, listening
Yeah.
to the song, and just like putting
lipstick is so
too
funny.
much lipstick on it.
The way Steve Buscemi acts before the reveal with the list and stuff, where you just think he's kind of like, why is this guy calling me? But Steve Buscemi you think is the normal one in the situation.
It's really
That's
funny.
so perfect.
It's really funny that he's in those movies doing those little character things because like he's a great actor.
Yeah, he's also hilarious though. He probably just recognizes real. He probably is just like Sandler's a goat. Like I got to work with him.
Yeah, probably.
Man,
I did like
if I
the-
was Steve Buscemi and Adam Sandler. It's like think about it, if you're a comedy fan, it's Adam fucking Sandler. Like,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I did like, and Sandler also appears to be a sensational guy.
Yeah,
Like-
totally. Great actor too.
But like, I enjoyed the couple of references to Jason Biggs looking like Adam Sandler.
That's funny.
In this, that's quite funny.
Yeah, that was good. What about the pod reunion? How do you feel about that? We dress up Rose's place like an auditorium.
Yeah.
We give it we're like, this is 2018 themed.
Yeah. Are we doing it in 2 weeks or are we doing this in 10 years?
To be fair, in 2028, I'll still be living here.
That's true.
I've never moved.
Yeah,
Either that or like,
we'll probably still be at the Glengarry being like, damn, to the next step.
yeah.
We're seeing each other tomorrow at an open mic
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
people are like, these guys are old.
Yeah.
I genuinely
People are
like.
calling us Biggs. They're like, that guy looks like Biggs.
I genuinely had that thought. Is like if I like suddenly got rich and famous like tomorrow, just let's just say like someone like I've won like the lottery and like plonked millions of dollars on me or whatever. Like I would consider like keeping this place just as like a
Man.
bit of a nostalgia.
You'd buy it.
Man,
Oh.
why wouldn't you?
But I'll probably move somewhere better, like near here.
Rent it out. Become what you hate. Landlord it up.
Also, though, like to rent this place by yourself, Rose, would be very, very expensive. Like,
But that's what I mean, if I got-
you'd have to be quite wealthy to live here as a
Imagine
single
winning
person.
the lotto and being like,
that's-
yes, I can live here by myself, and then a year later applying for Santa.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like if I got like super rich and famous, it'd be like good to have like a good house and then just have this to like.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just because I'm too attached to it now.
We're probably going to buy in Redfern. I really like Redfern.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should say the blast hole.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, just buy the blast.
It's hard to, it's hard. There's so much you can do with a big hole.
Man, don't I know it?
We really get charged too much for this big hole that we dug ourselves.
Brandon Horn's really bleeding us dry from this big hole we made.
This big hole we dug ourselves really feels analogous for a lot of the podcasts.
Yeah,
Oh man, that's kind of like a perfect joke to go out.
Yeah, that might be the
absolutely.
end.
That might be
Fuck.
it, dudes.
Yeah.
That might be it for the last episode.
You just heard your last traditional episode of We'll Just Tell Your Mother We Ate It All.
Feeling
Now,
pretty good. Now we're going out for beers. Don't worry,
Yeah.
we're still friends.
Rose,
Yeah.
tell the audience.
We're going to different places. license.
We're all going
Yeah,
to
we're all
different
going to drink
pubs.
alone.
We're all going to hang out with our real friends.
At the one pub in Redfern.
Yeah, different tables. same
yeah.
menu.
Same.
Jamie, you got the smoking area.
What'd you say about me, cunt?
Yeah. I just hear Rose, but I'm so fucking glad.
God, it's so annoying.
Rose, tell us about next week's app.
Next week's episode, we are going to have. We planned to do this for our 2-year anniversary, but then the pandemic happened. But yeah,
I reckon it's a pandemic.
Scandemic, if you ask me.
oh, I had a friend of mine like posted an Instagram.
You don't have any friends.
I've got like more friends than any cunt you know.
God, kill them.
Rose, I got more friends. I got more friends than you. So funny that you. Why don't rise to it? I haven't told you this, but just don't rise to it.
Remember when I said that was a great way to go out? This is better.
Yeah, this is what it's like. I'm really kind of like hamming it up a bit with that response.
Sure.
But what we're going to do, many of these people, the many friends that I have,
I'm so popular, dude.
I'm so popular.
Getting them in by the truckload.
Hold on, have I said
What is the theme of these movies a lot, if not about an obsession with
Have I said
popularity?
on the pod before, when I was 13, me and my friend went through our phones and counted the number, like the name, like how
The
many
amount of
girls.
numbers that you
Oh,
have?
yeah. I've done that.
But it was like girls' numbers was the
I've
rule.
done that. I've done that
That's-
with like MSN Messenger girls.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. Yeah, same game.
That's a good detail to get in before we end. That
Yeah.
feels like something we should have covered already in 126
Feels a bit,
episodes.
feels a
of the
bit sexy.
Yeah, yeah. Any last stories anyone's got before we wrap this shit up?
well, that's next week.
Oh, we do have to record another full hour of this.
It's probably going to be longer than that too.
Yeah, I'm
But-
gonna be pretty drunk for it, I think.
Yeah. So what's going to happen basically is we are going to get some of our favorite guests from the past. We're going to chuck them down in the blast hole.
Yeah, all in the one room, baby.
Yeah, and they're going to be like a bit of an Erzarts audience for us, and
also
we'll-
jumping on, they're all guests at once.
Yeah,
as well.
we'll get them in like kind of one by one to come and talk about stuff. Should we give away the detail? Is that we have devised a bit of a fun thing to do because it's kind of like so.
I reckon we
Nah,
explain that next.
Let's keep that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Explain it next week.
But it's basically like it's our graduation.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Dude.
If you like the podcast and there are things
We're finally going to lose our virginities.
yeah.
if you like the podcast, you're gonna love how inside this is. If this is your first episode, well, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
you'll-
you listen to
you'll-
the others.
Yeah.
You'll really hate
Yeah,
it. But
go back to Eurotrip, bitch.
but also, what kind of stupid fuck listens to the last episode of a podcast first?
Yeah.
I
Of
suppose
course.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may be unlistenable. We'll see.
do we have?
Should we
any-
give away maybe like some of the guests that
well,
people can look forward
drop
to?
out.
Yeah, I reckon people might drop out. Let's do.
That's true. I hope not. I'm going to start a group chat with everyone
Yeah.
to try and make them commit.
Yeah.
Let's plug it up, Hastings.
Plug it up. Come see me do comedy. Let's just check my calendar very quickly. What have I got coming up that's exciting this month? Alrighty. I'm not going to plug that one.
Maybe do your socials in the meantime.
At Andrew Hastings on Twitter. Go to that. Come to I don't even know what venue that is. Don't worry about that one. That's a birthday party for my cats that I'm having. All right, fuck it. I'm just gonna actually do this. Come to stand out at the Chippendale Hotel on the 19th of October. That's probably the next big one I'm looking forward to.
Sick.
Just doing a little spotsy. Gonna do some of my best shit. I've been writing. I've been working. I've been on my grind. So come check it out.
Jamie?
Yeah, listen to my new podcast, Community Notice Board. It's sick and it's doing well.
It's really good. Listen to that. Okay, I got a bunch of stuff. Follow me as always at Rosales Piper, Twitter, Instagram, Rosie Piper on Facebook. The day this comes out, I'll be doing the Girls at the Chippendale Hotel. I'll be doing a room at the East Sydney Hotel called Comedy Canteen on Saturday, October 10. If you are in Wollongong, I will be doing the Magic Mike Comedy Showcase on October 17. That's a Saturday. I am at Standout at the Chippendale on November 2nd. I'll be at a gig up in Newcastle on November 25.
November 2nd that soon. That's my wedding anniversary. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a tattoo.
I'll be at Running Joke on Thursday, December 10. But the exciting one that I can say is, and good news is that the capacity has been upped to 80. I'm doing my hour that I didn't get to do at Melbourne at Giant Dwarf.
And Hastings is opening.
No, that's not happening at all.
And Hastings is
Stay
opening.
tuned for Hastings opening.
No, it's called the Two Queers Festival, so probably...
I'm looking at two of them right now.
I'm doing 10. I'll just let me do 10 minutes at the end.
No, absolutely not.
Just like cut the last 10 minutes off your show.
No, that's the
always
emotional good part.
That's always the waffle part.
No,
Nothing happens at the end of things.
Yeah, you open strong and you middle strong. You close weak.
Yeah, you're closing week right now. And also doing that thing that we've done for 2 years of the podcast where you talk over a trans woman trying to make a good point.
Yeah, great point. Come see your show.
Got her. You killed her. She's dead.
It's worthwhile that people can come and see my fucking
Fatality.
hour that didn't happen because of the pandemic.
I'll probably go. I'll probably be there.
No.
Yeah, probably not because you want a free ticket and I think they just want to sell them.
Yeah.
I could buy a ticket.
Come on.
You were going to pay well, it's actually not that
Come
much.
on.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm not going to pay a ticket.
Yeah, you would never
I'm
buy
not
a
going to buy a fucking ticket.
They have a live stream.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
definitely
that's
not.
cool.
Well,
I
I'm
didn't
definitely
know
not doing that.
Yeah. You and the YouTube gang get
Yeah,
together
dude.
and
Yeah.
make some transphobic comments.
Have a little chuckle.
Yeah.
No,
But anyway,
I'm
the
the only transphobic member of the gang.
Anyway, when this episode is out, the tickets for that should be on sale
Sick.
now. So please come watch the show. I'm very proud of what I've written.
All right. To the last step.
To the last step.
Hey, to the next. No, I'm kidding. To the last step, everyone. See you soon.